streaming in for this very, very special live stream. Hello, everyone. Excited to see you all here today on this beautiful day. Hi Harendra, Jason. So special. Welcome. Michael, hello. Jason, hello. Soul family, hello. We feel you. Hey Starla, Caroline. So welcome, beautiful soul family. Usually when we go on live stream, Simon and I are very grounded and focused, and right now I'm shaking with excitement, shaking with...
Let's turn that music off.
Yeah, I literally said to Simon, I said, you just have to make sure I don't bounce off earth. That's how much like excitement and energy I feel in all of this. Let me just adjust this for a second. How's that? I prefer that. Yeah. You come a bit to the left. We're on live right now on Facebook and Instagram because we have Soul Family in all platforms right now. So welcome, beautiful people. This is a very exciting, very humbling live stream that we are very, very excited. We feel like I said, we're shaking with excitement, and this shaking has not just started today. It's been going on for the past 4 days. So many of you know that we've been talking about this year. We've been talking about this for at least 6 months now. We've been talking about how this year there's a very, very, very powerful triple Stargate portal this August 8th, 2024, which is 888. We made a whole YouTube live about it a few months ago, and we were full-fledged planning a mega celebration, an 888 House of Ra celebration in Tulum. This year, we were like, the website is ready. That's how close we are. The website is ready. The venue was ready. Everything was ready. But Spirit had completely different plans. Literally 4 days ago, Simon and I got the guidance. It was extremely strong, and since then...
It was more like a download. It was so sudden. We weren't even expecting it when it came in. And 4 days ago, we got the download to watch a movie. And we were just browsing through.
I forgot. That's how it happened.
That's what started it all.
On Netflix.
So sometimes our downloads happen in the most unlikely scenario. We were browsing for a good movie to watch, and there's so much violence that we were like, we don't know what to watch. So we thought to play it safe, and we watched King Arthur's movie played by Sean Connery, and Lancelot played by Richard Gere. And it's a movie called The First Night.
It's a nice movie.
And that movie, oh my God, I have to tell you, it's loaded with codes. It's loaded with codes if you've had incarnations in Avebury, Glastonbury, in those times shortly after the death of Jesus. And when we were watching The First Night, it's all about the legend of King Arthur, how he meets Lancelot, and they were showing so many old historical scenes in that film from Avebury, from all these sacred sites, from all the forests that they used to roam in, and we were literally having like past life recollections.
Full
like
body
we
chills.
were there. Oh my God, we were there, and it was like literally we were called to watch that film because the land of Glastonbury and Avebury is calling us in a very strong way. It was like Mama Earth was telling us, you children need to be here, and you have sacred work to do, and this is very important. And then a whole flood of downloads started after the film ended. And literally, Eldora and I were in tears. We were like, "Oh my God, Glastonbury is calling us.
Avebury. For me,
Avebury is
it's
calling us."
Avebury.
Yes.
It's calling so strong, you guys. It's like one after the other, after the other. It's like a download that's unmistakable. So as soon as we got the download that very night, this was 4 days ago, true story. We said, what? We're not doing Tulum, we're doing Glastonbury? How can we do that? The event is 2 months away. Like, even if we launch the website by June 1st, how are we going to pull this off? Like, I don't have the resources. Just like that, the angels, you know what they said, our guides, they, word for word, I'm giving you guys a direct download we got. They said, launch with a flyer. We're like, what? They said, you don't even need a website because the website's going to delay things. It's going to be time consuming. And right now we want you to go follow the 5D frequency of ease and bliss. And here we are 4 days later, launching and inviting every single one of you to this year's Lionsgate 888 Convergence in Glastonbury, where lightworkers from all over the world, soul family from all over the world will be gathering in sacred ceremony to do major time-coded, pre-soul contracted sacred work. We're going to get into the power of what's going on. We're going to share the download with you in this transmission. And before we start, I just wanted to, I am literally having these ahas. As I was preparing for this video, I remembered how in the last 10 years, Saman and I have seen 4 galactic astrologers. Every single one of them has said, 2024 is when your real divine mission begins. And for the last 10 years, we've been on our divine mission. We've been doing retreats, we've been doing healings, we've been pretty much like doing a lot of stuff. But they said in 2024, everything's going to shift for you, Eldora and Saman. That's when your real work will begin. We've shared this on YouTube many times. This really feels like what it is going to be. So what we're being shown is that this year's 888 is a major pre-coded soul contracted event. And I'm sure lightworkers, leaders, ascension wayshowers are being led to other portals too. Glastonbury is not the only portal, but we are being very clearly guided and navigated. And literally for the past 4 days, there has been this source elixir around us. Like, you know how we've only felt this frequency in the pyramid, in the Giza pyramid?
Also, when Ra came.
Twice. We felt this frequency twice. Once when Ra came in to give us the download that we are the house of Ra and our company is the house of Ra, and we are here to do what we did in Egypt many years ago as the house of Ra, as the representatives of the law of one family, which many of you, all of you are connected to. We're all connected. We're part of a soul tribe. And the second time we felt it was when we were in the Giza pyramid this last time, when there was this elixir, a source cosmic light, which you will all feel when we go to Egypt next year, literally came in and came down and merged with us. And this was the third time. I have goosebumps, you guys. And this source elixir for the last 4 days has been feeding us so much energy because it's taken a lot of energy. Saman and I have been on the laptop for 6 hours a day, like with our team. And before we even get started with this download, I just want to give a huge shout out to my team. I couldn't have done it without you, especially Sistara, who's now Tigris, Ariel, my old assistant, who just dropped into my lap and helped out in the last few days, and Lyra. A huge shout out to the 3 of you, and of course our other team members, Serafina and Starla and everybody else. But this is so major. Welcome, and let's get started. And we just want to share how all of this even started. And I'll tell you the one thing that is coming in very strong. The Ascension timelines are being sped up. I'm literally word for word telling you what's coming in. The Ascension timelines are being sped up, and we have work to do. We have work to do, my soul family.
So I want to start by going over the importance of the 888 portal. Many people know that our Earth has been going through this period of stellar activation cycles since 2017. Now, what are stellar activation cycles? Earth has 12 Stargate portals and 12 subsidiary nodes, so 24 portals in total on our planet. For Earth to ascend, all 24 portals have to be open in order to receive cosmic energies. Now, as we all know, there's negative interference on Earth. There's negative interference from the Anunnaki who came here 200,000 years ago. Then there's the Draco reptilians, there's the Orions, there's the Greys, there's the Zeta Reticuli. But then there's also many positive star beings who are our galactic brothers and sisters, like the Pleiadians. So the positive ones, I've named the negative ones. The positive ones are the Pleiadians, Sirians, Lyrans, Arcturians, Andromedans, Antares. There's so many that I can't even name. So the light is more overwhelming in presence on Earth right now. In the past, the dark was more overwhelming because there was a galactic war and the dark beat out the light. Now, when the Anunnaki and the Draco reptilians coordinated an invasion on Earth 12,000 years ago, they knew about this time. They knew that by 2012 and onwards, Earth is going to be entering the photon belt. And the photon belt is a specific region of space where we start to go into the Ascension timeline. We go into the age of Aquarius. The photon belt is just like an area of space that our solar system has entered since 2012, where we start aligning with the higher stargates of this universe, which are Lyra, which are Sirius B, which are Gaia, and there's many other stargates of this planet in of this universe in the higher dimensions. Now, in order for Earth to ascend, it's not just simply enough that we enter the photon belt. What these Draco reptilians and the Niburians have done, they prepared for this 2012 cycle to block Earth's ascension. So they created a very comprehensive plan to block Earth's ascension, okay? And they did that through Stonehenge. That's why Stonehenge is so important. That's why 888 is so important. Now, what's supposed to happen on 888, which is a Stargate portal, which is a very important date, that Earth is supposed to line up with Lyra star system and the Sirius B star system. Now, just lining up is not enough. For Earth to absorb the star frequencies from Lyra and Sirius B, Stonehenge has to be an open portal. Currently, Stonehenge is closed. It's not even an open portal. It's not even dormant. Its mechanics have been reversed by this technology. It's a reversal technology. It's a negative technology put in by the Anunnaki and the Niburians. And this reversal technology is known as the Niburian diodetic crystal grid. Okay? The Niburian diodetic crystal grid. This basically reverses the Templar mechanics of Stonehenge, which is the heart chakra of our planet. So I know this is a lot of information to take in. You don't have to use your logical mind and like try to understand everything logically. Just absorb the frequency. Because what happens is once more of your DNA strands are activated, all the words we're speaking are going to actually activate your DNA templates, and sometimes the implants that we carry, which we're going to be removing in the next few years, the implants themselves cause you to fog out when receiving this kind of sacred information. So all you have to do is be present and absorb and breathe these words. And so, making a long story short, we're going to save planet Earth. As light workers, we have a very important mission on planet Earth. We're here to reverse and we're here to undo all the damage done to the sacred portals and the stargates of our planet. Now, on 888, if light workers do not converge on Lionsgate, at Stonebury and Avebury and all the sacred sites that we're going to, then Lyra and Sirius B will be shooting all these codes onto planet Earth, but nothing will happen. In fact, the reverse will happen because of the 666 codes that are reversing all the star information, and they're sending psychotronic warfare energy frequencies into the grids of planet. Instead of love, harmony, and peace energy, they're reversing the frequencies sent to us, and they're bringing Earth into lower timelines. So the task that lies ahead.
Let's recap once again real quick for what we're talking about before we go into the task ahead. So, many of us come in thinking, what is our soul mission? We think about what are we here to do? We know about the Ascension, but we don't quite know how all of this fits together, how all of it works. Everything that we're sharing in this is literally us transmitting a download that we have received. On August 8th, 2024 this year, I'm recapping what Siman just said once again for those of you who may have missed out on parts of it. there is a very powerful cosmic harmonic alignment between us on planet Earth, Lyra star system, as well as the Sirius B star system. Now, what's happening is Sirius B and Lyra are going to be sending us very major, powerful galactic codes. And what we were told just this morning is that right now, Stargate 6, so Sirius B occupies Stargate 6 in our universe. This is open. All Stargates until 10 are open, is what we were just told this morning. The 11th Stargate is the Lyran star system Stargate, which we, as a soul family, this year on August 888 will be unlocking in Glastonbury, Stonehenge. And the work that we are going to do is actually going to be reversing the negative 666 deep state, negative extraterrestrial, negative Anunnaki technology that Saman talked about. And by reversing them, we're going to ensure that all these streams of cosmic celestial light that's flowing in from Lyra through Stargate number 12 of our universe and Sirius B are going to now start absorbing in our physical vessels. And through our physical vessels, we're going to be downloading. So we're first going to be downloading these frequencies through our light bodies, which is why we are light workers. We are vessels. We are empty vessels of the divine, which is why they say the more we purify ourselves of our thoughts, of our traumas, of our negative desires, like all our addictions and addictions to food, the more we purify ourselves, the more we become pure channels of the divine where we can step aside. And Saman and I have done that, especially for the past year or two.
We've dedicated our lives to that.
Our whole life is dedicated to the Ascension. We have stepped aside and offered ourselves, our lives, our vessels, our YouTube channels as transmissions of the Ascension frequencies. And by anchoring, so Saman and I have also anchored what we call the Christos Sophia 144,000 frequency within us. And by doing all of this work, we have literally stepped aside and said, we are here as divine ambassadors to get ready to be the way showers of this Ascension. And this year on 888, what we're being shown is that there is going to be a convergence in Glastonbury of pure-hearted souls who come from the lineage of Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, who are pure-hearted. They know, oh, I have goosebumps, you guys, constant goosebumps.
Bring it a bit closer, the volume's a bit low.
Okay, all right, thank you for letting us know. We'll speak a bit louder. So this year in Stonehenge and Glastonbury, what we're being shown is, first of all, these lands carry divinity codes. When we were there 2 years ago, and it's so time-coded, Saman and I were guided to go to London, Avebury, Glastonbury, London, Stonehenge 2 years ago, and that's exactly the time when, or whenever, the Queen had died. So we all know that I even made a video about it that went viral 2 years ago, calling it the fake reptilian queen and whatnot, because she's a queen, but she doesn't really have royalty codes in her bloodline. In fact, she has reptilian codes, which many of you know, some of you may not know. We were guided to go to London, and guess what? We landed we landed on the day of her funeral.
Yeah.
And we were told very, very clearly that the fake royalty has exited and the real royalty is now walking on the streets. And when I say that, I don't mean that from an ego perspective. All I am saying, and I want you to really, really absorb this, is Saman and I have recognized that we are divine royalty. We recognize that we are Christ consciousness in action on this planet. The minute, the moment you recognize that, you activate your divine royalty. All you have to do is recognize and believe that you are pure Christ consciousness in motion, in physical form.
You are a cosmic grail keeper.
Yes. So we are the pure Christed ones, the 144,000 ones. And right now, our soul missions on the planet as Ascension Wayshowers is just getting started. And this year in 888, we're being guided very clearly, very closely on what to do. We put up a website in 4 days, literally like that. It's up on www.nems/888. But you know what? The kind of work we do is always channeled to the last minute. So we've been told that it's a sacred initiation, even for us. We've been told that 2 years ago when you went, when the Queen passed away, was just you preparing the grids for what you are going to do this year. So this year on 888, we're going to be there. We're going to walk the lands, the sacred, sacred lands. We're going to do a sacred pilgrimage up to the Tor, all of us as soul family. Those of you who feel very, very strong to be pulled to be there, you'll just know without a shadow of doubt. And there's something I want to share with you. For those of us who are really aligning our lives to the Ascension like this and doing whatever it takes to make these sacred portals and not letting our minds, our distractions, our excuses deter us from this sacred work, we will be rewarded exponentially, vibrationally, financially, in all aspects of our life. And I'm a speaking embodiment of that. Ever since I aligned my life to the Ascension, I aligned my will to the will of God, my life has become the most magical heaven on earth frequency. And I'm excited for many of you to start tapping into this. And you start tapping into this by taking action. You start tapping into it by affirming out loud, I am a divine vessel. I am here to do God's work. I align my will to God's will. I step out of my way and allow my higher self to channel through me. And these kind of physical gatherings, Soul Family, I just want to let you guys know, and we experienced this very powerfully in our recent Bacalar plant medicine retreat. Every single one of the 21 Soul Family who were there from all over the world experienced Christ consciousness source frequencies, perhaps for the very first time. These source frequencies, once you feel them, what happens is it starts going into your DNA. You start absorbing it like a cosmic elixir. It starts going into your DNA and you start vibrating it. You start understanding it. You start attuning to it. And once you attune to this pure galactic source frequency, everything in your life that is not of that frequency starts to shift, starts to melt, starts to just leave your life. And that is how you start aligning to your fifth dimensional avatar, your fifth dimensional new earth reality. So in other words, these kind of physical gatherings can be considered as major, and major is an understatement, major activating pods of the Ascension. You come in, you get activated, and that's why a lot of people who come to our event, they kind of miss the high. It's like they finish one event and they're like, when's the next one? Because it's a high. And for us, it's a high to be doing events, because every single event is like a trampoline. We're just going higher and higher and higher. And this year, like Siman was saying, we're here to reverse the negative, what did we call it? The Niburian diodetic crystal grid is basically being reversed, so that this 888, instead of the reversed frequencies coming into Earth, we, the Lightworkers, are going to start opening portals in Stonehenge, Avebury, and Glastonbury. We're going to be doing implant healings. We're going to be facilitating an implant healing, not just for you guys, but also for Mother Earth. Because there have been major implants placed in the Stargate portals of Mother Gaia, just like there have been major extraterrestrial negative interferences and device placed in our light bodies and chakras. And this year, we're going to be going in to reverse these damages.
Yeah, and let me explain to you guys how important this work is. For example, if we do not converge on 888 in Glastonbury and do our sacred work, potentially what can happen, there may be other lightworker groups doing similar work, I don't know, most likely there are, but potentially what can happen is that if lightworkers do not converge on specific portal dates on specific sacred lands to undo the reversal done by the Naburians, Anunnaki, and the Draco reptilians, what happens is that Earth will not absorb the star frequencies on coming from Lyra, Sirius B, and all these higher dimensions. What happens is that Earth, instead of going into the ascension timeline, starts going into a descension timeline. Because let's say all of your skin pores are blocked, you're going to get sick, right? You can't absorb the sun's frequency. Same as Earth. Earth is a living organism. If her portals are blocked, she's going to get sick and die, and humanity is going to die. So if lightworkers do not do the sacred work, the pole reversal will happen in a very bad and awkward way for planet Earth. The poles will shift, the north and the south poles will shift within a decade. And if lightworkers do not open up the portals and the stargates for us to receive this cosmic information, there will be cataclysmic earthquakes, tsunamis, all kinds of disasters.
And that's not happening.
That can be prevented by our sacred work.
That's why we are here.
But you see, it's not just important for us to show up and just follow along. We have to become purified vessels of the divine.
Yes.
And that's why I said, you all are cosmic grail keepers. You are meant to be cosmic grail keepers, but many of us are not there yet. To be a cosmic grail keeper, you have to purify your vessel. You have to purify your thoughts. You have to start eating clean. You have to cut out meat and dairy and sugars and all this toxic stuff, all the poisons in our food. We have to avoid them as much as possible and purify our vessels. This is why we do our medicine ceremonies. So from now until August 8th, if you're feeling a fuck yes call to be in Glastonbury to do this sacred work, then start purifying yourself, guys. Start becoming a vessel of the divine. Start harmonizing your ego. Pay attention to your thoughts and your emotions. Be more loving and kind, and do more of your sacred work to align yourself to this mission, because Earth desperately needs leaders of the light to step up right now. Step up and take our places on the throne. What is Stonehenge? The Stonehenge is just a council, it's just a round table.
Yes.
You know how King Arthur had a round table? who was King Arthur? King Arthur was a light worker. That's why he's a legend. King Arthur came from the lineage of Jesus Christ, of Yeshua. And King Arthur was doing the same sacred work we are supposed to do in Stonehenge. King Arthur's mission failed. Okay, I'm going to say this again. King Arthur's mission failed because he was not able to do the reversals of the Nibirian technology in Stonehenge.
Because it wasn't time.
It wasn't time then, but it's time now.
Yes.
we're the Grail keepers now. We're the lineage holders. We're the Christed frequency. It doesn't mean I'm born with a silver spoon in my mouth and I can just say I'm from Yeshua's lineage and I'm ready. We had to prepare ourselves, these vessels, for the last 12, 14 years of dedicated light work. We've been through to all the sacred sites. We've received all the activations. We've graduated from multiple mystery schools. And this is the path that we're laying for humanity, so that all light workers are showing up with us to these sacred vortices, not only to assist planet Earth, but to free all of humanity.
And to activate the fuck out of yourself.
Just think of the enormity of what we're saying to you guys. You're here to save planet Earth, and you're the badass warriors of light. You're the Templar Knights. You're the Grail Keepers. We are all the cosmic.
We are the House of Ra.
We're the cosmic rishis here to return the light, here to restore the balance on planet Earth. We are pre-coded to do this work, you guys. You are pre-coded. Remember who you are and step up to your missions now. This is so exciting. I cannot even explain it.
And you know, my God, guys, this is too much. And you know what we were also shown is that those of us who show up to these kind of events over the next few years, these events, these gatherings, starting to unlock sacred portals through our light work, through our chanting, through our frequency, through connecting all of our Merkabas together, connecting all of our heart Tauruses together and beaming and broadcasting this. This is what they're saying right now. You know what they're saying? To reverse all of this and open, oh my God, to reverse all of this and open all of this reversals, we, the pure ones, we, the Christed ones, we, the Ascension way-showers, what we're doing is we're gathering in physical, in sacred ceremony with the intention to heal ourselves, heal our planet, and help humanity ascend. And what they're telling me is that we have taken on humanity's karma. We've come in from our ascended planets. We've come in, many of us are from the future. Siman and I are definitely from the future because time is not linear in the higher dimensions. We've inserted ourselves in this very old timeline on Earth. We're from the future. We've already ascended. We've inserted ourselves into this timeline to help humanity, and many of you are in the same category. So we are basically we've taken on humanity's karma. Many of us were born into like families with no love. I went through cancer. I ran away from home because of abuse. I had an abortion at 18 when I had no help. I slept on the streets. I've basically reached rock bottom. Siman went through the same thing. No love in the family. Had a horrible narcissistic wife for 20 years who literally told him he was a good for nothing, useless piece of shit. And through all of that, even me, I was always called so fat by my in-laws that I became fat because I was a physical representation of what they made me believe I was. So we've gone through the depths of darkness as the purest ones, and we've then realized our divinity and we've come out of it. We've healed ourselves. We're not the ones who were born with a silver spoon. In fact, we are the silver spoons. We are God and Goddess in physical form. And we've taken on all of humanity's karma. Why? To heal ourselves, ascend, and heal all our past not seven, they're saying 28. They're saying, I don't know why you guys say 7. They're telling me right now, your past 28 generations are going to heal when you heal and ascend. And what they're telling me right now, which I was touching on, and Saman, you may want to add to that, is they're saying we're the antidote. So when you heal yourself and show up like this and start to unlock the reversals in these portals, you're sending a Christed frequency from Earth, because it cannot be from outside Earth. This is how the ascension happens. We are sending a frequency from within the planet, this third dimensional planet, from Stonehenge, let's say, on Lionsgate, saying we're now going to broadcast this frequency, and it's going to be heard and felt by the entire universe, saying we're here. We've now got what it takes. We've got what it takes to remove these implants, not only in ourselves, but also in planet Earth. And now we are going to ascend, because all of us are meeting and convening, and we are the antidotes by getting to this point in our lives.
Exactly. So just to recap, the main reason we're converging in Glastonbury on August 8th, our events from August 7th to 11th. The details are in the description of this live. You can go to our page, nems.love, nems.love/888, and you'll see all the details there, the events live.
Rainbow frequencies.
So the main reason we're converging there is for the Templar Grail Keepers, for the Christos Sophia Grail Keepers, and you know who you are. There are many light workers who are dedicating their lives now. They've reached the advanced levels of spirituality simply through their dedication. It doesn't mean that you have to be a special person to be advanced. All it means is that you are dedicated to purifying your life and aligning your will with divine will. It doesn't matter what religion or faith you're from. You just have to be human, and you just have to be a pure heart to qualify. Now, when we show up at vortices like this, we're going to be receiving a specific transmission from this Lyra Stargate. And the Lyran Stargate, the Lyrans have especially been connecting with Eldora recently. She had a merger with her Lyran higher self, and many Lyran frequencies and many upgrades are coming online in her body. She's rapidly evolving and changing.
It's the most exciting thing that has ever happened to me in my entire spiritual journey.
Yeah, we've never connected with Lyra before, but now it's like the floodgates of Lyra are opening up, because the Stargate of Lyra is opening up within us.
And you know what, Saman, I don't think I told you this. What I was being shown is that Saman is connected very powerfully to Sirius B. I had no freaking clue that I was connected this powerfully to Lyra until, 2 weeks ago, I had a major higher self merger with my Lyran higher self. Saman wasn't even present. It came in like so out of the box, so surprising. And I remember when I came back and I told Saman, he felt the frequency through me, and he's like, whatever is going on in your field, I can feel it. And since my higher self merger with my Lyran, she's a feline lioness goddess, so badass. And I was told that my mission on the planet, and now that I think about it, it's so obvious, is to bridge the gap between the inner child, the badass goddess, and the sacred tantrika. And if you think about it, that's a very unique combination. Either people are too much into their goddess, or they're too much into their inner child and ungrounded, or they're too much into their tantrika. But merging these three, which I embody it. I didn't even know this was my strength. And my Lyran, who comes from she literally started teaching me. She's like, this is what you're here to do. You're here to bridge the gap. And she said to me, I am part of the Lyran High Council, and I'm an ambassador from Lyra on planet Earth to assist with this divine mission. So this is all very huge. And Saman, what I didn't tell you was, so Sirius, this is almost feeling like Saman has the Sirius P codes. I have the Lyra codes. And we've activated enough of our light body, enough of our Christos Sophia 144,000 frequency, our Christ consciousness within us, that now Lyra and Sirius B, divine feminine, divine masculine, are going to converge in Glastonbury and broadcast these galactic royalty codes to all of humanity.
And there's a specific code that's going to be sent from Lyra, this 888, which is called the Rainbow Reversal Frequency.
Yes.
And that basically is a 12th dimensional code that's going to reverse all the 666 damage that has been done into the grids of our planet. And it's going to install pure source Christos Sophia 12D frequencies in Stonehenge and all the sacred sites. And after 888, Earth, it's like if Earth was like in a version 3.0, Earth is going to go to version 4.0. And eventually, after we are done with Egypt, Earth is going to be in 5.0.
Did you tell them about Egypt?
Not yet.
Oh my freaking God.
So this is just a stepping stone this Lionsgate, Glastonbury is just a stepping stone
For next year.
for next year, which is the 9/9 portal. 9/9 is on September 9th, 2025, which is a 9 year. So 999 signifies completion. And we're getting the guidance that our Egypt tour is going to be the completion and the crowning of planet Earth. So we're first supposed to activate Glastonbury, receive the Lyran and Syrian codes, and in Egypt we'll be given our divine missions. There's specific work we have to do in specific temples to remove many of the implants and many of the black holes
Somebody
and dark
pinched
vortices.
me. How did we get so lucky, all of us, you guys? This is so amazing. Yes.
Yeah,
please
so we're going to be closing a lot of dark portals and black holes in Egypt.
and broadcasting
And
our
undoing
light.
the reversal damage done in
Yes.
Egypt, and we're shown that after Egypt, the whole crown chakra of planet will start flooding in with crystals frequencies, and the Ascension timeline will be in full swing after 2025.
Oh my God. So this is why the Galactics have been coming in the last 4 days so powerfully. Galactics, angels, ascended masters, Yeshua, Mary Magdalene, Metatron, Melchizedek. These have been the major people coming in. And literally they're saying now,
Bastet came in recently.
I had another higher self merger
She's
with
a
Bastet,
Lyran.
who's a Lyran. This was about a month ago. Guys, I don't even talk about half of this stuff because I'm like, how many times am I going to say I've had a higher self merger? Because I've had many. But the most major higher self mergers I've had, and I just recently recorded a video about what is a higher self merger. It should go up on my Instagram channel soon. It's not ready yet. It's being edited by my team. But it's every time you reach a certain consciousness level, you merge with a higher version of you. Because remember, you occupy all 12 dimensions and beyond. Okay? And I'm going to talk about the Katara grid next. They're reminding me to talk about it. We occupy all the 12 dimensions, and we can pull pieces of us from the dimension that we are ready to pull from. So let's say you're currently operating a third dimensional reality, like your unawake family members, they're still stuck in the matrix. When you start vibrating higher and you reach a fifth dimensional mastery level in your life, where your life is easy, you know how to have boundaries, you know how to take care of yourself, you realize that your body is a divine vessel, and a whole bunch, you harmonize your ego, you harmonize your mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies, you start accessing fifth dimensional consciousness. Now, my 5D higher self merger happened about 3 years ago, and it was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean to downplay it. But then I merged with my Egyptian higher self, which is Queen Nefertiti, which was 2 years ago. We were told that Siman and I was Nefertiti, the queen. I knew nothing about her. I'm like, who's Nefertiti? Who's Akhenaten? But we were told that we were in Egypt as Nefertiti and Akhenaten. Akhenaten was the benevolent pharaoh who none of the other Egyptian pharaohs liked, because we were both against idol worship. We were both representatives of the law of one back in Egypt a few thousand years ago. And many of you remember us, and we remember you from them. You know how many people say we were in Egypt? This time we're just...
Many of us were in Egypt.
Many of us were in Egypt. And now in the Akashic records, the Egypt timelines have been wrapped up, because that was a higher self merger that we did 2 years ago in Sedona with our Egyptian higher selves, which was also amazing, don't get me wrong. But the higher self merger I just fucking experienced with my Lyran higher lioness is the best thing that has ever happened to me. It's my galactic higher self merger, and it's making me so fucking emotional, because this is showing me that we are on track. And so now my galactic, and they're saying all of this happened because I removed this implant. Remember we told you in a recent Bacala retreat, there was a major third eye implant that was in my third eye? Siman removed it with Archangel Raphael, who came in to remove it. Since then, I'm able to see clearer, because this implant blocking my vision, psychic vision, has been removed. That was instrumental for me to merge with my Lyran higher self. Do you see how everything is time coded? So I want to give you guys the roadmap of where you're going. And Siman, tell them about the Katara grid and why this year we're being told in Stonehenge and Avebury, actually, we're going to be activating.
Yeah. So before I talk about the Katara grid, I just want to answer a question. Angie says, how do you know this? Does this come in your dreams? Do you two have the same thoughts at different times?
I love that question.
So mainly the way we receive our channeled information is direct communication, direct telepathic communication. It doesn't come in words. It comes as a knowing, and it's downloaded in a split second.
Yes.
And it'll be the most weird way that the information comes. Like, to go to Glastonbury, we were just prompted to watch the movie the first night, which is the story we told in the beginning of this live. So we'll watch a movie and suddenly we'll be like, oh my God, the Glastonbury lands are calling us. And then we'll be open and a whole gush of downloads will stream in through our crown
And it
chakras.
takes a few days to unpack it, these
Yeah,
downloads.
you get it in a split second, and then over the next 3 or 4 days or the whole week, we're like unpacking
yeah.
all of this information. It comes in like a zip file that's very small, but it contains so much holographic information that, and it's not just information, let me tell you that. The way this download happened, it literally opened up all the doors for us to launch this event in 4 days,
In 4
you
days,
guys.
3
This
days.
takes us at least 1 month. The way this download came, it came with gifts. It came bearing
Yeah.
gifts. It dropped us Ariel, who's our personal, who's our diehard fan, soul family member, and she assists us with all the bookings and
And
arrangements.
she's good.
She came in just at the right time.
Yeah.
Then we got different other guidances that lined up all the reservations we had to make.
Our flights are
Bus
almost
bookings
booked.
were
Hotel
done.
is booked.
Everything was booked and done. Website was done in a way that was so seamless and easy for us. It was like literally
So
for
downhill.
the last 4 days, our higher self was working through us. And so it's not more like, oh, let's receive this
It's not
information
the
and do
head.
it. It's literally like
Yeah.
when you reach a fifth dimensional consciousness, you're
Yes.
operating through the divine because you say, we've dedicated our lives to sacred work to the extent that we've stepped aside and we've
Yes.
dedicated our life and said, let these hands be the hands of God. Let these eyes see the truth. Let these feet, let our feet walk the path of the divine. Let our minds think for the divine plan of humanity.
And pray
Let
for
our hearts
humanity.
always send prayers to humanity for the upliftment of humanity.
Yes.
So we literally dedicate our lives to the divine. We've stepped aside. If something that our ego wants, it's pushed away. If our ego wants fame and glory and say, no, I want to do a big House of Ra festival with all the bells and whistles, it won't
And
work.
DJ.
It won't work. But if it's something that's aligned with the divine mission, then all the doors are
House
opened
of
up.
Ra wasn't working. We were
Yeah.
pushing, and we're like, why is it so hard to launch this 888 House of Ra when we thought it was divinely guided? Because House of Ra is meant to happen this December.
Yeah. So
in
the
Tulum.
best key to finding your
Yes.
divine guidance
Yes.
is let your ego step out of the way and
Yes.
differentiate what is my ego asking me to do and what does humanity need. When you're showing up in service to humanity, all the doors will open up to you.
And you know, another thing I want to add is when divine wisdom comes, we don't question it, like Angie just said. For example, I do not like traveling with my crystal bowls because my crystal bowls, it's kind of paradox because first I bought these high frequency crystal bowls that were so expensive in earth currency. And because they're expensive, I don't travel with them. I don't even take them to my own events. I'm like, who's going to it's like, feels like such a fragile thing to walk around and I already broke one of them. And this time, I don't even take them to my own events. I'm like, let some sound healer do the sound healing. This time, I was guided to play my 24 karat Hathor bowl because they said the Hathors are going to be coming in Avebury. And they showed me a vision of me playing the crystal Hathors, this very high frequency 24 karat gold plated Hathor bowl, which contains the Hathor frequency, which I got in Sedona when I had my higher self merger with Sekhmet, the Egyptian goddess. So they'll show me that symbol and what it means to have stepped out of the way and let God channel through you is now I'm not going to think, oh my God, who's going to lug this crystal bowl bag? It's going to add. I'm saying I'm taking it because once you're shown the vision, you just do it.
Yeah.
And you do one after the other, and all of a sudden the whole event is created for you and you're just following the visions you're seeing and all of a sudden, and that's how we got this vision of the kata, because we can do 1 million activations. How do we choose what we're going to do? Like we can do a Merkaba activation, we can do a Kundalini activation, we can do 1 million activations that are needed by all of you right now. All the activations we received in the last 10 years. How do we know what to do? This is how they show us, and they told us that when we go to Avebury, which by the way is absolutely magical. We're not just going to go to the Avebury Stone Circle. We're also going to go to a permission site, and that site was actually more magical than even Avebury because there's a cave. And when we went in the cave, we literally felt like such powerful energies. And they showed me that you're going to be playing this in that cave
Wow.
to activate the 12 strand,
didn't
this
even know that.
bowl. Yeah, they showed me in the vision.
Wow.
You're going to be playing this 24 karat bowl in that cave with your Lyran light language, which by the way hasn't even been activated yet.
And many of you are going to activate your
Yes,
Lyran light language
yes.
there. So it's going to be an activation for a lot of us.
And they're saying with that, so with that combined with the Sisterhood of the Rose ritual, which hasn't yet been downloaded, but we know we're going to be doing, and Siman got this channel download to do a Katara grid activation in your light body.
Which we'll talk about shortly.
And when you combine all three, what they're saying is this is going to activate, and this is a big statement I'm making, and I stand by it. This is going to activate your 12-strand DNA, which is then going to create that frequency broadcast needed that says we have arrived, we are here, we are humble divine messengers of the divine, we are ambassadors of the divine here to help Mother Gaia ascend, and by ascending ourselves and clearing all the freaking excuses that tell us why go to Glastonbury or why go to Mount Shasta or whatever the case may be, we're just saying, yeah, we're here, we're showing up, and that's going to really move things.
Yeah, I just wanted to address one more comment that seems very potent. Christy says, I wish I can come and live this life. I wish I can come and live this life.
Aww.
I'm stuck having to work just to pay rent. It's so irritating. I'm so sad about it. The money thing never shifts for me, no matter how many activations I've done. I just don't understand. I'm so frustrated. You know what, sister? I feel your pain, and so does the rest of humanity.
Yes.
You know what you're feeling, what you're going through is basically the 95% of the human population. That's what we're going through.
Yes.
We've been enslaved in this slavery financial system so that we cannot focus on our ascension work. Once you begin to understand how big the conspiracy to keep humanity down is, you'll realize it's being done this way because the powers, the negative forces that wish to hold us in this slavery reverse matrix system, they know how powerful humans are.
Oops.
They know what we're capable of. And they've designed the system to lock us into mortgages, lock us into jobs, make us buy stupid shit which we don't need, always having credit cards and bills to pay. And you know what? You think Eldora and I were born with like a lottery? No, we were not born with a lottery, or we were
ran
not
away from home
born
at
in
18
rich
with
families.
not a dollar in my pocket.
Exactly. We had to exit the matrix
Yes.
exactly from the point
We worked
you are in
hard.
today.
Yes.
We worked hard. She ran away from home with not a dime in her
Yes.
pocket.
Yes, I
When
slept
she
on
was
the streets
18, she slept on the streets
for 10
free.
days.
Yeah.
No, for a week.
Yeah.
And then I went and stayed in someone's
And
house.
I was in university with a $50,000 loan, and I hated my job for the last 15 years. I was miserable.
Yes.
I was in a broken marriage like 14 years ago, and
Yes.
I was just being abused left, right, and center. I was abused by my parents emotionally. I was abused by my ex. And we literally had to climb the ladder. We had to
Yes.
free ourselves from our matrix jobs. We had to create the pathway of our own financial freedom. And how do you do that? By not listening to your mind, by following your heart.
Yes.
Your mind will always keep you stuck in
And
this
give you
matrix.
excuses.
Your mind will say, play it safe, don't do that.
Yeah.
Just, you're not supposed to be a healer. You're not supposed to open your own business.
go back to
you're
your
not
3D
supposed to
job.
follow your heart's calling. But we did. And that's once you follow your heart's calling,
Yes.
once you say fuck you to the system,
Yes.
once you exit the system and say, God, show me the way.
Yes, that's what we did.
God, I'm showing up as your humble servant. What do I need to do next? That's what you need to do.
And
The way will be shown to you.
And guess what? Siman and I have many different divine missions. But you know what one of it is to lay the foundation of abundance in the Christ consciousness grid. And we can't do that by being in poverty consciousness ourselves. We had to climb and climb and climb. And now we're going to be teaching our students how to do what we did.
We're teaching our students
We're
everything we've
empowering
learned.
people to be Metatronic quantum healers. That course is coming up next year. It'll be launched soon, but we're going to do it early next year. We're going to be teaching you guys how to be shamans and healers and really ride the waves of business and leadership and communication. Because guess what? By complaining and whining and being stuck in poverty consciousness, you're not helping yourself and you're not helping humanity. So we have to rise above this matrix by activating the abundance codes that exist within our Katara grid. And that's what we're going to be doing in Avebury. We're going to be activating the Katara grid, which is this portal inside your body. And this is super important to do. We were guided to do this very strongly. We're going to be bringing in Ascended Master Merlin in Avebury. We're going to be connecting with the Merlin stone, the Merlin tree. The land there is very, very strong with Merlin energy. And Merlin we're going to be doing an Excalibur activation and activating this Katara grid within you, which is really a 12 Stargate portal a 12-gate Stargate portal that occupies every single human, and implants have been placed in each of these Katara grid portals, just like these implants and J-seals and negative devices have been placed on Earth's portals. Merlin's going to be coming in to reverse and activate the Katara grid within every single one of us live in Avebury. We're actually going to be bringing in Merlin. And what this is going to do is actually going to start sending a signal saying, we've now activated the Stargate portals within us, and that is what allows the Stargate portals of Earth to start unlocking.
And one more step, like Eldora mentioned, you unlock the Stargate Katara grid portals within your body. That helps you absorb all the light. But how do you do that? You can't do that sitting at home watching TV, right? You need to dedicate your life to your ascension. And this is what we did. When I awoken first in...
Liana and Michael's story, how they took a credit card and came.
Yeah, literally.
So powerful.
Like, the basic message is you can't do this work. You can't unlock your abundance. You can't exit the matrix sitting at home. You have to take a step.
Yes.
The people who are coming to our events right now are literally, some of them are...
Not all of them, but some of them.
There was this couple that came to our event that
Liana
was literally...
and Michael, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, they couldn't afford it. They were literally, they're working hard for their paychecks. They have children to support. They're living in a very expensive city of the United States. So it's not easy, but they manifested $12,000 to come to our medicine retreat.
Last month.
Literally by taking loans and credit cards. This is the level of dedication that light workers who want to make a positive impact in their life, this is the kind of dedication they show up with.
Yes.
And this is mirroring exactly what me and Eldora did.
Yes.
When back in 2016, we just quit our job. She sold her $1 million business, and we just had a bit of savings in our bank account. We weren't broke at that time. But at the same time,
we had no income.
We had no income. We were living off our savings.
And in order for the universe to really give us how we lost all our money.
Yeah, we also got the lesson. We got a very hard lesson that we had invested all of our savings in Bitcoins, and our Bitcoins got stolen from us, guys. Like literally $10 million worth of Bitcoins. We had harvested at least like 100 or 200 Bitcoins. I don't remember the exact number.
No, we were mining Bitcoins.
We were mining Bitcoins, and we had saved up a good chunk.
It was $1 million of our hard-earned money over our whole life of savings that we invested in Bitcoin to this guy.
Yeah.
That was a con artist.
That was stolen from us. So we literally were in shambles.
Yes.
We had quit our job, we had sold our businesses, and then have all of our life savings stolen from us. We went to Mount Shasta just based on
intuition,
an inner calling,
guidance,
guidance, intuition.
Yeah.
But for us, this call felt so strong that there's no fucking way in hell. Even if I had to take a loan, I would go to Mount Shasta and get activated.
We did.
So we started going to all the sacred sites and vortices all over the earth. We went to Giza Pyramid. We went to Lake Louise in Canada. There's many portals we haven't even yet been to.
Yes.
We've been to Bali. We've been to a couple of other sites that are less known.
Yeah.
But by going to these vortices and activating your own Katara grid, then we learned healing technologies to remove implants from our system. And we're going to be teaching this to all of you. So my point being that we're going to be transmitting all the information needed for you guys to follow the same path.
And
that's our
why
mission.
When one of us does it, it becomes easier for you to do it. So when we're in the physical, and many people have said to us, when you guys are around activated people like Siman and me, we're giving you the codes through our light body to yours. So if it took us 10 years to do something, it'll take you 2 years to do it.
Our job is to create a path for all light workers.
And our job is to activate the leaders, activate the way showers. And let me tell you this, when we lost our $1 million investment that had grown to 10 million, it was actually more than 10, it was 18 million. It had grown to 18 million on paper. We were devastated. And this was actually 4 years ago, exactly 4 years ago. We were in Costa Rica, and when we realized this was a con artist, we were rock bottom. We didn't have $40 a day to rent a house. In Costa Rica, we asked someone, like, can we pay $20? And she's like, no, at least $40 a day, because it was the best thing that happened to us. You know why? If we had that 18 million or $1 million, we may never have aligned to our soul's path like we have now. We hit rock bottom. And then we said, what do we need to do? Oh my God, we need to become teachers on YouTube. We became teachers on YouTube. Then we said, we have to create courses for light workers. We created courses for light workers. We said, teach them everything we know. We taught you everything we know. Because of how unconditional we were in our giving, Source started channeling through us and said, you guys are the pure ones. You're teaching people. You have no sense of jealousy. You have no sense of envy. You're the pure ones. Now we're going to help you. So our business flourished. Everything flourished. And we are here to help you do the same. So this is very exciting times, you guys.
And today we're back to making millions in our business. Today we've rebuilt our
Through
business
our
from
heart,
scratch.
yes.
In the last 2 years.
Yes.
We were crashing in 2022 and 23.
2020 it was.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Yeah, we literally rebuilt this business based on our frequency. And today we make $1 million a year, and we're going to make more.
And this is what we wish for all of you guys. Literally, this is what we wish for you. And lastly, before we wrap up, I wrote this down. I'm glad we're talking about it. So they're saying that right now, 10 stargates have been activated on planet Earth. This year on 888, we're going to be activating the 11th stargate in Glastonbury. Next year, we're going to be activating the 12th stargate in Egypt. And as soon as the 12 stargates are activated, it's going to trigger the solar flash. This was a direct download we both received yesterday. And that is really going, and that's why they said 2024 is when your divine missions just begin. And I'm telling all of you this, if you're confused of why you're here on Earth, your divine missions are just beginning. Like whatever that may be, just ask every day, just say my higher self, my guides, my angels, please show me what I'm here to do. And they'll show you. Recently, I asked the same question. I said, this is a true story, guys. Just before or just after the retreat, I don't know when, I said, okay, I have a lot of strengths, but what is my unique frequency? Like, I don't understand. Like, what am I? Am I a teacher? Am I a healer? What am I? Like, it was the dumbest question to ask because you guys probably look at me as this amazing leader and powerful woman. But I asked my guides, I said, higher self, show me what am I freaking here? What is my biggest strength? And I was thinking all the masculine things. You know what they told me? This came to me. In 2 days, the answer came to me. It was shown to me. They said, Eldora, think about your events without you. That's all I got. And I was like, holy fuck. They said your authenticity is your highest frequency. Your authenticity, how authentic. I'm the most authentic person I know on this planet. And they said, you undermine your authenticity. You think it's just not a big deal. Do you know that authenticity is what gives you access to Christed source frequencies? That was my biggest breakthrough because I was searching like, what am I good at? Like, I know I'm good at a lot of things, but what is my superpower? I had no clue. My authenticity is my superpower. And when I realized that, all the chains fell off. And that's what helped me merge with my Lyra and higher self. And so you guys can ask. If you have a question, ask, and the answer will be shown to every single one of you. And for those of you who cannot make it this year physically live, don't let that be a deterrent. It's not like, oh my God, end of the world if you don't make it. Set intentions that you will still help us from wherever you are on the planet. I'm sure we're going to be broadcasting some of the frequencies, live streams. I'm sure we're going to do solstice ceremonies and whatnot. Align, and also say a very powerful affirmation. In fact, let's do this together and then we'll wrap up. So just close, like you can close your eyes or open your eyes. But the important thing right now is we're being guided for all of your soul essences to come back because many of you right now are not feeling whole. You're not feeling complete. You're feeling very distracted and diverted, okay? So you're going to repeat after me and we're going to do this 3 times. You're going to send a powerful command across all dimensions, all timelines, all time-space realities, and you're going to recall your soul essence back to you right now in this physical now moment, okay? So repeat after me 3 times and say it like you mean it. I recall all parts of me back to myself right here, right now. I recall all parts of me back to myself right here, right now. Let's say it the 3rd time together. Saman, join me, all of us together. I recall.
I recall.
All parts of me.
All parts of me.
Back to myself.
Back to myself.
Right here.
Right here.
Right now.
Right now.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Tell me in the comments if you felt that and what you felt. And feel the soul strands and soul sparks coming back from Egypt, Atlantis, the Moria, the mall last week. Whew. And I recommend you do this multiple times a day. This is a very powerful affirmation. Do it multiple times a day. What it's going to do is it's going to bring all of your consciousness back to the now moment, right here, right now. And so you'll feel you'll have more access to your creativity. Amazing. You saw a red spark, felt it, goosebumps. Amazing and blessed, beautiful guys. What's going to happen is this by itself is going to make you operate as a whole unit and not as a distorted unit. And walking this earth like a whole unit is actually going to help you see clearly and manifest all the miracles you need in order to make these timeline jumps. If you are broke, if you are living in a horrible relationship, if you are feeling desperate, frustrated, unworthy, it just means you're not ready for these timelines. I'm being very, very honest out of my unconditional love. What do you need to do? You need to stop feeling sorry for yourself. You need to stop expecting that free events are given to you. They won't be given to you. You're going to stop having to vibrate victim consciousness and say, enough of this fucking shit. I am taking back my power now. It starts now. Anywhere I'm not in my power, I'm letting people like leech over me, like taking the humanity's burden and just feeling drained because of my partner, drained because of my mother who's narcissistic. I'm saying, you know what? I need a break. I need to now ascend and be the way shower that ascends by focusing just on me. Because as I ascend, my kids will ascend. As I ascend, my pets will ascend. As I ascend, my husband will ascend. As I ascend, humanity will ascend. And by constantly taking everybody's burdens, I am not being a savior. In fact, I am vibrating savior consciousness, which is the most twisted consciousness. It's not source consciousness, because source only focuses on the upward journey. And this is your reminder to let go of everything that's not in alignment, to align to the ascension, to align to the truth. And you do you. This is the message. And I am really, really excited. I know we have kept this event open-ended. We're letting source guide whoever is meant to be there with us in Glastonbury. We look forward to seeing you this August 7th to 11th, 2024.
Once again, tickets can be purchased at NEMS, New Earth Mystery School, which is nems.love/888. That's the URL.
And expect to get activated as fuck and expect to be rewarded as fuck by the universe, because this is us doing our sacred Christed work. I love you guys dearly. We could not have done this without you, soul family. I love you with all my heart. And I know that many of you are going through intense challenges. I know that. I feel it. And I want you to know that I was there too. I've slept on the streets. I've been abused by my father. My eyes have been burnt by my father with his cigarette. I have been called names that you wouldn't want to hear. I've run away from home at the age of 18 only to realize I was pregnant, only to call my mother and say, Mom, please help me. I'm pregnant. I don't have any money. And she says, to hell with you. And I had to go get an abortion without anesthesia because I couldn't afford anesthesia. I had to get an abortion with 8 women holding me down and the doctor scooping me out without anesthesia in full freaking awareness and consciousness, and slept on the streets of Mumbai because I didn't have any money. But you know what? One thing I always had? I had gratitude. I always felt the angels around me. There was a taxi driver in Mumbai who said, come to my house this Sunday and you can eat food with me. My wife will be there. You can take a shower in my house. Magic surrounded me. Even as a broke person living on the street, I vibrated angelic frequencies that have been my guide, that have kind of led me. When I was 30, I got cancer. It was the worst thing. I used to pray for death every single day for 6 months. I prayed for death. It was so painful. I went through chemotherapy. My hair started falling off. I had reached rock bottom. Then I realized that the chemo wasn't doing anything. I had a hysterectomy. Why do we go through all these extreme hardships? Why? I lost my money, $1 million of my hard-earned money, which I told you about in 2020. Why? When I left my ex-husband, he brainwashed the shit out of my son, my beautiful baby. And my son called me a fucking whore. My son had the attitude because he was fully brainwashed by my father. I asked my son to leave my house and only come back when he had gratitude for his mother. Why? Because that was me channeling the divine mother. That was me channeling unconditional love for my son. Yes, unconditional love, because by saying, I will not let you treat a woman like that. I will not stand for that abuse. I am now broadcasting a signal of unconditional love that will force my son in this lifetime or next to start respecting women, because he had a golden ticket by living with me. Golden ticket. He lived like a king, and now he's without his mother. So by doing all of this and constantly aligning to my betterment, I have come through the ashes. I have come through the depths of darkness. I have not sat and cried that I lost my baby. Do you know what I mean? I've not sat and cried that, I had a hysterectomy, I had cancer, I didn't have any money. But every little thing, I lost all my money, what am I going to do? Every time it happened, I said it happened for my best. It's okay. The universe is always working for me. The universe is always having my back. And I aligned and I aligned and I aligned. And today I'm telling you guys, you are worth it. You are precious. Whatever challenge you're going through right now is temporary. This is you on your path, aligning to your higher self. These challenges that you are going through right now are important, are imperative for your training. If we had those cursed $18 million in our bank account, maybe we would be so freaking lazy that we wouldn't want to do all this hard work and bust our asses, and we would say, we're just going to live in luxury with our $18 million. So thank you, whoever con artist took away that money, because you've taught us how powerful we are, right? So I love you guys with all my heart. Take care, my friends. We will see you soon. I love you. And don't forget, next week we have an emotional body masterclass at the New Earth Mystery School, which is going to be the New Earth Mystery School. For those of you who say, I don't have all this money to come to Glastonbury, there are other options. The New Earth Mystery School is an $88 per month membership, which is dirt cheap. The value you get from it, I can say, is over $1 million a year. I stand by my statement. Every single month we give you healing. It's one event a month for $88. We teach you stuff. We teach you how to activate your higher self. We teach you how to activate your guidance. We give you entity and implant healings. We do ancestral healing. We teach you how to align and activate your mind. We teach you stuff that nobody on the planet is teaching at this caliber, at least that I know of. $88 a month. If you're not doing that, the question to ask yourself is, what the fuck is so making me so confused that I'm not following my ascension? So enough of the excuses. If this is resonant for you, next Saturday, I believe, we're doing the Emotional Body Masterclass. And here's the good news. Once you become a member of NEMS by paying $88 a month, you get access to all past events. So every 2 weeks, you're going to be doing an event, and guess what? It'll raise your vibration. It will help you let go of trauma. It will heal entities in you.
And it'll teach you how to climb out of the matrix, best of all.
Right? So take action. This is my blessing to you. This is my unconditionally loving gift to you. For those of you interested, go check it out. It's on www.nems.love/NEMS. And one final time, the Glastonbury event is nems.love/888. Share this event with the world, with all of your awakened light family and friends. We need all activated, all pure-hearted souls in Glastonbury this August 8th. With all our love, you guys. Take care, my friends.
Take care, everyone.
Bye now.